76 days alone on a raft in the Atlantic Ocean. This is the true story of Stephen Callahan's fight for survival. Every decision he made determined whether he lived or died. Here's how he survived when everything went catastrophically wrong. January 1982, Stephen Callahan set sail from the Canary Islands. He was crossing the Atlantic solo, heading for Antigua. He was an experienced sailor, and this was supposed to be routine. 1 week into the voyage, something struck the hull. The boat began taking on water immediately. Callahan had less than 10 minutes before it sank completely. He scrambled to grab what he could: a life raft, emergency kit, some water. The sailboat went down in the middle of the night. Stephen Callahan was now alone on an inflatable raft. He was 800 miles from the nearest land in any direction. The first night, he fought to stay calm and assess his situation. He had a small emergency kit, but very little water. Dehydration would kill him long before hunger. So he built a solar still using raft materials. It worked, slowly condensing seawater into drops of drinkable water. It gave him just enough to survive another day. Next, he needed food, but he had no fishing gear. So he made a spear from a piece of the raft's survival kit. He leaned over the side and waited for fish to approach. He caught triggerfish, then improvised a way to dry the meat. Day by day, he created systems to survive. But on day 12, everything nearly fell apart. Sharks began circling the raft, attracted by the fish guts. Then one of them bumped the raft from below. It punctured the raft, and air started hissing out. The raft began to deflate beneath him. Callahan used the repair kit to patch the hole underwater. He had to pump the raft back up by hand, exhausted and terrified. This happened again and again over the next 2 months. Around day 40, he began to hallucinate from exhaustion. He saw ships on the horizon that weren't really there. He talked to himself just to hear a human voice. Then on day 61, he saw a real ship, but it passed without seeing him. This happened 3 more times over the next 2 weeks. By day 75, Callahan was barely conscious most of the time. He had lost a third of his body weight. His body was covered in saltwater sores and infections. He was dying, and he knew it. Then on the morning of day 76, fishermen spotted him. 3 men from Guadeloupe pulled him from the raft in the Marie Galante Island. He had drifted 1,800 miles across the Atlantic, 76 days on a 5-foot raft in open ocean. Doctors said he was within 48 hours of death when rescued. What kept Stephen Callahan alive wasn't luck or equipment. It was his ability to adapt, to solve problems, to refuse to quit. Every small decision added up to 1 more day alive. He later wrote a book called Adrift about the experience, and he returned to the ocean because it's where he belonged. Survival isn't about what you have when disaster strikes. It's about what you do with what's left. Stephen Callahan proved that the human will to survive is the most powerful tool we have.